Now available in paperback and coming to Kindle Unlimited. John Haynes, Dark Succubus. The man who rules the world is tempted by a sultry succubus in this all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Dark Succubus in paperback or pre-order on Kindle Unlimited today. Many of my viewers have been asking me to do a video talking about the CW's new Batwoman trailer. And I made several talking points regarding that Batwoman trailer in a live stream where I pondered whether or not DC Comics and Warner Brothers could ever get it together as related to their film and television division. And while many might have missed that live stream, this is why I'm going to go in depth one mo again talking about this CW Batwoman trailer and why this trailer was one of the worst things to ever be produced by DC Comics TV production team led by Greg Berlanti and Warner Brothers. And with this trailer, they have shown a complete betrayal of the source material and utter contempt for Batman creators Bob Kane and Bill Finger's iconic character. Now, your CW's Batman trailer winds up becoming a complete disaster within the first few seconds of opening. And in the opening scene, we get the scene of this Asian female, supposedly mayor or police commissioner, telling us Batman has abandoned Gotham City. And when you have a show that starts out with the premise of Batman abandoning Gotham City, that's when most Batman fans and most comic fans are going to call BS and say that this show is trash. And the reason why they'll say that it's trash, and I can honestly agree with them for saying that it's trash, is that Batman does not leave Gotham City. Now, Batman and his alter ego Bruce Wayne, when his parents died at the age of 8 years old, took an oath to protect and defend Gotham City from all criminals. And I believe that that oath that Bruce took is extremely sacred, and it's something that Bruce would never walk away from, even if he was in next to failing health. And we saw that in Batman Beyond in the first 4 or 5 minutes of Batman Beyond, where Bruce Wayne, even though he was in struggling health and dealing with issues as related to his heart and older age, was still out here fighting the good fight to protect and defend Gotham City from all criminals. He took that oath extremely seriously, and it was only when he wound up making the compromise with the gun in Batman Beyond that he wound up stopped being Batman actively, but was still out there, as he stated in the episode with the Slappers featuring the Venom, that he was still out here keeping an eye on criminals out here like Bane, who were considered to be extremely dangerous. So yes, Bruce Wayne was forced to retire, but Batman was still in Gotham City and making efforts to still protect Gotham City. So Batman does not leave Gotham City, the city he made an oath to protect and defend. And even if he has to go out temporarily on missions like he does with the Justice League that take him outer space or to other countries or even other dimensions, Bruce always made sure that there was someone there to take his place to protect Gotham City. Whether it be Barbara Gordon as Batgirl, Dick Grayson as Nightwing, Tim Drake as Robin, or having Superman temporarily fill in, Batman always made sure there were people to protect Gotham City, and even in the future, he worked with Terry McGinnis towards protecting Gotham City. So the whole premise that the show starts with is one that is completely a failure because it flies in the face of the character that Bob Kane and Bill Finger created, and it flies in the face of who Bruce Wayne is. Bruce Wayne would never abandon Gotham City. He would never leave Gotham City. And even if he could not do the work as Batman, he would trust someone who he believed to be competent to continue protecting Gotham City in his stead and continuing to deal with the superstitious and cowardly lot of criminals that would terrorize Gotham City without the Batman there to protect and defend it. So that premise right there is why the show is going to fail, because you cannot tell lifelong comic fans and Batman fans that the character who made an oath to protect and defend Gotham City is going to just abandon it for no reason. And this is why Batwoman will fail, just like Birds of Prey failed in 2002. Now, in 2002, your Warner Brothers, hot off the popularity of Smallville, decided to create a spin-off show, Birds of Prey. And just like your Birds of Prey, Batwoman decides that, oh, Batman is going to leave Gotham City. And this is why Birds of Prey only lasted an entire season before getting canceled, because most Batman fans and most comic fans who love superhero shows didn't watch Birds of Prey, because when they introduced the show with that premise, it just turned everybody off, and they had no interest in watching a series about a fake huntress, a fake oracle, or a fake Black Canary, where they're going to be in Gotham City, and they're going to be in a Gotham City where Batman has walked away, something he would never do. Now, the other problem with your Batwoman trailer, in addition to compromising and betraying the source material, is all of the identity politics involved. And this show starts out with this heavy gynocentric and feminist narrative, starting with that Asian female mayor talking about how Batman has abandoned Gotham City, and then it cuts into this Kate Kane, a masculine-looking woman, coming in as the daughter of the man who's running Crow's security. And I found something to be quite troubling as related to Kate Kane and her black girlfriend. And I looked at the imagery, and what I found to be quite troubling was Kate Kane is the woman who's dressed to look like a man, and she's involved with a black woman. And what they're saying between the lines there is that the white female, even though she's a lesbian, is going to be the dominant or the masculine, and the black woman is going to be the femme or the feminine. And what they're saying there is a quiet racist message, which is something that is involved in every Greg Berlanti show, that the black person is going to be beneath the white person, and the white person is going to be the one with the power. And if you look at the imagery, the Batwoman is the masculine acting white female, whereas the woman who's supposed to be the damsel in distress is the black female. And I found that to be one of the first of many troubling images in this show, which is supposed to be about promoting so-called diversity and so-called girl power. I could see the racism between the lines here as related to Kate Kane and her relationship with her girlfriend, and I saw the undertones in the message that really was another direct jab at black people from your Greg Berlanti, who clearly has issues with black people, and it shows in all of his shows, whether it be the CW Supergirl, Arrow, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow. There's always some sort of racist undertone in all of his shows, and it shows right here with this relationship between the black girlfriend and your Kate Kane, who has been put with this masculine look and this masculine appearance. And what they do in this story that's really troubling to me, in addition to this, is they push this identity politics, making it look like this Kate Kane is supposed to be this strong woman, and she's only can be strong by taking on the masculine role, and that's really troubling because it doesn't value what is great about being a woman or what a woman can do in order to be a hero. So basically the message of this show, which is supposed to be about showing how a woman can be strong, is saying that in order for a woman to be strong, she has to be in a masculine role. And again, I disagree with that whole premise because as a writer of heroines like Isis and Esteem, and even in books like the Spinsterella trilogy, I understand what is great about women and what should be celebrated about what's great about women, and we don't see that in this Batwoman show. No, instead we see this show tear down a man, Batman, by saying that he abandoned Gotham City, and use that as a premise to try to build up a woman. And I have a lot of issues with that type of argument because I don't believe we need to tear down Batman and what makes him great in order to make Kate Kane stand out and be distinct as Batwoman. No, I believe that if you want to have Kate Kane in Gotham City, there is just as much a place for her in Gotham City as there was with Barbara Gordon when she was Batgirl, and just like there was a place for Stephanie Brown when she was Spoiler and when she was Batgirl. And there was a place for Selena Kyle as Catwoman. So there are places for women in Gotham City, but these writers, they believe that they have to tear down Batman in order to build up Kate Kane. And that's something only a terrible writer does because they don't have the confidence in the character they have created and developed to show how they can be distinct in Gotham City and how they can make a difference in stopping dangerous criminals in Gotham City. And that, again, comes from the writer not having imagination, the writer not being creative, and the writer not having the confidence in self to go out here and craft great Batwoman stories. So they need to tear down Batman in order to show Batwoman as great. And that's something I can't get with because as a writer of heroines, I know I don't have to tear down Isis or Esteem to tear down Isis or Esteem to elevate John Haynes, and I don't have to tear down John Haynes to elevate Isis or Esteem. So I can build up Isis and Esteem and show how they are great right alongside John Haynes, and both characters, all three characters, can be seen as great all together. And that's what a good writer can do with a character when they know their character. And what I see with this Batwoman is a group of writers who don't know the character, a group of producers who don't know the character, and a group of producers who don't care to know the character. And when I look at what they put on that screen, they wanted to make this whole statement about this Batwoman being this strong, powerful woman, and it's clear to me they don't even understand how to write a good story altogether, because your foundation for your story is extremely rickety, and it smacks of social justice and identity politics. And when it comes down to social justice and identity politics, all it's about is promoting the idea of somebody being strong while not having any substance to back it up. And that's what I saw on screen as related to the CW's Batwoman trailer, as related to its core premise, as related to all of the feminism they wanted to push, the identity politics, and those are the things that really irritated me about watching that trailer. Now, what also irritated me about this trailer was the whole thing talking about how Kate Kane is Bruce Wayne's cousin, and then she just barges into Wayne Enterprises, and there to stop her is the so-called head of security. I believe he's probably going to be Lucius Fox's son. And again, Greg Berlanti shows his racism towards black people, and again shows his contempt for heterosexual black men, because this guy who's supposed to be the head of security, he's a complete beta male, and he's completely unassuming and weak looking, and Kate Kane, a woman, just barrels over him. Again, here's your Greg Berlanti showing his racism towards black men once again, and finds another way to emasculate a black man on the screen of one of his shows. And this guy's supposed to be the head of security. Your Kate Kane steamrolls him, goes into Wayne Tower, then finds this Bat Cave with all of Batman's equipment left. Again, something Bruce would never do, because he would always make sure that Alfred or somebody would secure it, and he would have all sorts of security measures to protect his equipment, because he knows how dangerous it would be in the wrong hands. But your Kate Kane is going to come in here and come into the Batcave and then tell the head of security, that when she sees the Batman suit, she needs him to make it good for her, and that it's made to fit her, and it'll be great when it's fitting her, and better than if Batman was wearing it himself. Another insult to every Batman fan out there and every comic fan out there, and basically throwing up a middle finger at the core audience that was supposed to go see this show by saying, this woman is going to be better than the man, and that she's going to be superior than the man, expressing contempt for the audience that is going to go out here and watch this show, and not giving them a reason to get excited about it, because as we're getting into this trailer, it's more and more about them pushing this idea of this strong woman, and what's really making it really annoying is the way they present it as she's going to be superior and better than everyone, because when you watch this show, this trailer, it's not really giving you a reason to go watch it. No one wants to watch an arrogant person be a hero, and nobody wants to watch the show that tells you that it's going to be her as a hero. The same failed concept that led to the movie Captain Marvel underperforming, they apply to this trailer, where they do the whole her as a hero, and that type of premise is not something that's going to appeal to audiences of comic fans, and I believe it's not going to appeal to audiences of younger viewers, because the whole premise of the show, again, the foundation of it is something that everybody knows is completely out of character for Bruce Wayne and Batman to do. And then you're going to, after you tear down Bruce Wayne and Batman, you want to come in here and tell us that Kate Kane is not only going to come in as Batwoman and save Gotham City, but she's also going to do it better than Bruce Wayne. And that is a statement of extreme hubris, extreme arrogance, and it rubs many comic fans and Batman fans the absolute wrong way. And when I look at this trailer and all of the elements of it, a lot of it reminds me of that absolutely horrible Gillette ad created by that feminist, and that Gillette ad has led to a complete decline in Gillette sales, because in that ad, it literally was insulting the core audience for the product Gillette razors, and it's one of the reasons why I will never use a Gillette razor ever again, or buy another Gillette razor ever again. They wanted to come into politics telling us how to be better men, when the irony was, it was most of the single mothers that created many of these perverts and social deviants, because they adopted the concepts of feminism, and they thought that a woman could raise a boy to be a man, and that's the reason why you have all of this dysfunction as related to males. And what they want to say in the ad is, oh, it's wrong. We have toxic masculinity, but they don't want to talk about what created the toxic masculinity, which was these feminists who told women that a boy could be raised to be a man by a woman, that a boy did not need a father, and that we did not need fathers in the home. And when I look at this Batwoman show, I see more gynocentrism and more feminism. And what I find to be very interesting is you have this Kate Kane who says she's going to be the savior of Gotham City, but she needs the resources of Bruce Wayne. She needs the costume of Bruce Wayne. She needs the weapons of Bruce Wayne. And she can't be a Batwoman without a Batman, but she's going to be a strong and powerful woman all on her own with only using the resources she got from a Batman. So this show really, again, insults women by saying that in order to be strong, you can't do anything on your own without getting stuff from men. And that invalidates the whole show, because if you're going to make a show about so-called strong women, then why doesn't Kate Kane get her own Batcave? Why doesn't Kate Kane get her own Batmobile? Why doesn't Kate Kane get her own costume? And why doesn't Kate Kane get her own mission for being a hero? And these are the reasons why this show is going to be absolutely horrible, because what drives and motivates Bruce Wayne to protect Gotham City is very different than what drove many other characters to protect and defend Gotham City. Now, Dick Grayson was driven to help Batman because his parents died at the hands of Gotham mobsters, and Jason Todd was brought in because he needed a place to get guidance because he was going to go astray. Now, Tim Drake was somebody who loved being a detective and solving crimes, and he wanted to learn from the world's greatest detective, and that's one of the things that drove him to be Robin. And I think Stephanie Brown was driven for the same reason. And Barbara Gordon also was driven because she had a love for the law and justice. So all these characters all had different motivations, but I don't see where Kate Kane showed her motivation. Now, what they believe that they want to show us with her motivation is supposed to be this woman she's trying to save, this damsel in distress. But I believe that's a shallow reason for having a woman put on a Batman costume and pretend to be Batman. Now, when it comes down to her motivation, it just doesn't have that substance of Bruce Wayne's motivation. It doesn't have that nobility of Bruce's motivation in trying to make sure that no one else suffers the way he suffered by not having his parents, or Dick Grayson wanting to continue the mission by helping Bruce and inspiring Bruce to not go too far, because the reason why Batman needs a Robin is because it reminds him of who he was and who he could have grown up to become. And that's the thing that people don't understand about Robin and what he represents. In addition to representing us, the audience, to the reader, he represents the ideas to Bruce of what he's fighting for, which is his youth, which is the youthful innocence of children, and fighting to protect peoples who from becoming traumatized the same way he was. So I look at that as related to Batwoman, and again, I don't see the Batman mission. I don't see anything related to the Batman mythos, and I just see a desperate attempt to bring a so-called strong woman to the screen, and I believe it's going to fail once again in the same way Birds of Prey failed to get an audience, because once Birds of Prey, like Batwoman is doing right now, launched on the premise of Batman abandoning Gotham City, that gave all the viewers out there, especially the Batman fans and comic fans, a reason to not watch the show. And when I look at this show, I don't see a show that I would want to spend time with. And the time slot they've put it in on Sundays, which is going to what I call social justice Sundays, being put right next to Supergirl, that's going to lead to people wanting to abandon the CW on Sundays and find something far more entertaining to watch. Now, as a writer of strong heroines, I look at this Batwoman show and I don't see anything strong about this Batwoman, because when I look at her, I don't see anything as related to her internal character that drives her that would make us care about her mission, or care about her story. And when I look at this show, I see a show that's going to become just as forgotten as Birds of Prey was back in 2003 when it was canceled. If you'd like to help me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And I'm trying to raise funds to pay for the first ISIS graphic novel to be published. And if you want to donate $1 to that cause, you can donate to my Patreon as well, or my PayPal. And if you want to try my SJS Direct publications featuring great heroines like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the Thetas, and the Spinsterella trilogy, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. There you will find all my books in paperback and ebook formats, and I hope you'll pick them up and give them a try. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, E-Steam Goddess of. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a demonic dominatrix in this action-packed all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Goddess of in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.